are watching CIO TV by Enterprise IT World, a production of Accent Infomedia.
Good afternoon and welcome to the special edition of JITEC. We have with us Abhinav. He's the CEO of Cars 24, and we are going to have a different kind of a conversation in terms of how Cars 24 has revolutionized e-commerce in cars by leveraging technology. So let's hear from the man himself how this has been done. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
So this is very interesting, the conversation I have had, and really love to know how you have leveraged technology to, disrupt what we have been doing.
So we are typically, automobile and used cars is a very traditional business, right? Typically, consumers would go to a physical place to buy cars, to look and to touch and feel. But in this e-commerce era, we are actually now selling cars online. To simply put, we are the Amazon of used cars. You can actually come to our website, select a car, put it to the cart, check out, pay, and the car gets home delivered. So we've tried to leverage e-commerce in the space of automobiles to be actually be able to sell cars across this country. Now, cars is a very voluminous product, right? To have a large assortment and selection in one place will be a very big problem, right? How many cars can I have in one showroom in one place? 50, 100, right? We are sitting on 2,000 cars in our stock. Now imagine the space that we need to actually display these 2,000 cars. So what we've done is we've put all these 2,000 cars on our website. Simply put, from the comfort of your couch, from the ease of using a phone, you can actually scroll our cars, select a car, add it to the cart, check out, car gets home delivered. If you don't like it, there's a 7-day return policy. So it's been a very simplified e-commerce process that we brought in cars. The other way that we've leveraged technology is through artificial intelligence and machine learning. Whenever a user visits a showroom, the showroom is not able to grab or capture the preferences of the user. They would typically make you fill forms, right, which don't get used. Here we have user behavior, where the user is clicking, what kind of cars, what kind of colors, what filters, what are the typical price ranges that they are there. So we have a lot of data with us, right? And with this data, we've used a lot of artificial intelligence algorithms to marry demand and supply. So typically, whatever you're looking for, in a very, very high percentage of chances, you will find that car, you will find that requirement. So essentially, there are no disappointed users. With an e-commerce environment, with more personalized things, I think it's a great win-win for us. We are today the largest auto tech player in this country. We are the #1 used car player in this market. I think all this has been done in barely 2 years' time. So that just speaks volumes about our offer.
So you collect a lot of data about customers, but how does it translate in terms of a user experience? Because at the end of it, a look and feel is important. So how are you delivering or enhancing the user experience in terms of what the customer would want to do?
Sure. I think just like any other e-commerce space, right? Whenever you're buying clothes, we are essentially trying to create and replicate the real feeling of a car by adding photographs. We have a 360-degree view where you could actually scroll, zoom in, check the smallest possible scratch on the car, zoom out, look at the overall view of the car. So we have a studio setup where we actually photograph all these cars from 45 different angles, interiors, exteriors, 360 degrees, to give you a real feeling of the car. And if you still need, we can provide you a test drive at your doorstep. So that could give you another feeler of the car.
And you can provide the exact car that I have been looking and I have the customer would have identified. So that can be zeroed in and you could allow the person to take a look at that car physically, do a physical inspection.
100%, we can do that. I think the great part about us is that in this country, we have the largest assortment. We have 2,000 cars and we have no high street space. It's all e-commerce. Just the way you would find anything and everything on Amazon, right? If you had to buy a white t-shirt, you will find 500 white t-shirts, right? But in a showroom, you will not find 500, right? It's the same way. We have 2,000 cars that are fully owned, refurbished and guaranteed by us.
So let's talk about the enabling infrastructure. So what is the platform that you've hosted your application? Which public cloud? What kind of what are the differentiating technologies that you feel are enabling you to drive this kind of transformation in terms of search, in terms of elasticity in performance, or in terms of the technical prowess you think you are.
So I think UAE has typically 100% digital penetration, right? And that helps businesses like us. We've seen that UAE is a very app-first market. 70% of our business comes from app. Another 20-25% business and comes from mobile side, and barely 5% business is coming from the desktop, right? So it's a very app-first market, and that just enables us to create a very personalized experiences, right? We have an Android app and an App Store app, right? Both, but I think UAE is a iPhone first market, and that's why the iStore, the Apple ecosystem is way more conducive for us as an environment. I think that's what has worked beautifully. We've cracked the entire app infrastructure. We know how to drive downloads. We know how to drive behavior on the app. I think that's what is becoming a gradual moat for us, which typically if you see businesses here, the typical dealer environment here, they do not have these kind of structures, right? It's mostly the classified ecosystems that are still having apps. But for us, as a used car seller, the app environment is a great environment for us to operate.
So where have you hosted the application? I mean, have you used a public cloud, or what kind of?
We typically use the Amazon services here, right? The AWS services, and that's how we are centralized. We are currently operating in 5 countries, and across those 5 countries, we have a centralized cloud where we operate all these things.
So tell us about the strength of your IT team, and how do you work on that?
So the IT team for the Middle East region would be about 30-35 people, plus another product manager team of about 15 people. So in all, we would be about 50 people building the infrastructure for the Middle East region. For the country as a whole, for the company as a whole, across all regions, we would be typically about a 300 member team. We are all sitting back in India right now, where we operate from. But a 300 member team is what powers the entire ecosystem of Cars24 across 5 countries.
Wonderful talking to you, Avinash, and good perspectives. I hope you've had a good experience at GITEX.
Oh, it's a fantastic environment. We come here every year, and I really look forward to participating this time as well.
And how many years has that been?
I think I have been visiting GITEX for almost 5 years now. So 3 years here in UAE. Before that, 2 years I would visit here to come.
Great talking to you, Avinav. Thank you, and have a good time at GITEX.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.